I'm not the biggest fan of pork, to be honest, unless it's cooked, served like this, the gyros. One of the best street foods in the world. Let's rock.
What's happening, folks? We're going to start off by slicing and marinating our pork. Pork shoulder is your best bet to use, but if you can't get some, using any pork cut will do. For example, I'm using pork leg joint. I had around just over a kg's worth, so I used 700 grams and got 3 well portioned servings out of it. Make sure you have enough room in your oven for this mountain of meat you seen at the start. You might have to take out a shelf or two to make room like I did. Preheat your oven on 200 degrees while we start prepping everything. Slice your pork into thin slices like this. If some slices have a bit of fat, that's good. Fat means flavour. Just trim off the really fatty parts. Next, cut 2 onions into slices. Add them to a big mixing bowl and we'll add our seasoning and spices. Add a teaspoon of cumin, pinch of salt and pepper, a teaspoon of paprika, chili flakes, rosemary, a splash of vinegar, a teaspoon of English mustard. If you're using Dijon, you can use a bit more because English mustard is more strong. The juice of 1 lemon, 4 cloves of garlic and a tablespoon of honey. The honey is what will make it crisp up, caramelise on the side and give it a great colour. Add in your pork, and if you decide you want more flavouring that suits you, go ahead. For example, I just added more cumin, honey and some chilli powder for more spice and sweetness. Now you can leave this overnight to enhance the flavours. It'll just become more tasty obviously, or if you just want to break up the cooking. But we're going to be cooking this well long enough for the flavours to get to know each other, so don't worry about leaving it overnight or leaving it for a certain amount of time. Now, to make this meat tower, use something solid like a potato, onion or an apple as your base. Cut in half, leave it flat and stick 2 skewers in and begin to stack the meat and onions just like this. And there you go, a big delicious meat mountain. You're not going out getting fake stuff from them cheapies or the takeaways. I don't even know if that's real meat. This is fresh, homemade, easy to do. Just look at that. And place it in a preheated oven, covered with some tin foil. I'm going to cook on 180 degrees for 3 or 3.5 hours, depending on how good your oven is. And after that, we're going to take off the tin foil. I'm going to cook it for another 20-30 minutes. Now go relax for a while, do other things, go about your day, but just keep an eye on that timer.
Now, about an hour before the pork's done, I like to prep the other sides and get things started. First, we'll start with a great Greek sauce, Tzatziki. So add 3 to 4 tablespoons of full fat Greek yogurt to a bowl, 1 clove of garlic, the zest and juice of half a lemon, handful of grated cucumber, pinch of salt and pepper, splash of olive oil and some parsley. There you go, easy as that. Yeah. I have to just speak for a few seconds on my appreciation for the gyros. Honestly, what a dish. Unbelievable street food, probably the best you can get, especially when you're away in Greece. The price, the freshness, it's just, amazing. If you don't want to use pork for this, of course you can use chicken or lamb. Either one will be delicious. Now we're going to be making the and more part, which is garlic parmesan fries. Now this isn't a Greek side, it's not authentic or like that. I just wanted to make nice fries instead of putting plain fries on my gyros. So it's pretty simple, just got to make the sauce that coats the fries now. Just a tablespoon of melted butter, 2 cloves of garlic, some chopped fresh parsley, 30 grams of parmesan and a few chili flakes. Give it a good old mix that has a nice consistency just like this. Leave on the side while we prep our vegetables that's going to be going on the gyros. Slice 1 tomato with the thin slices and always season your slices with salt and pepper. Then dice half a white onion and wash off that heavy onion flavour as you don't want that on our gyros. Now it's time for the last half an hour of cooking your meat. Take off the tin foil and I like to leave it on its side and let it sit in those juices and turn it every 5 minutes so each side gets a nice colouring and caramelisation. And it should come out just like this. Look at that. Look at the caramelisation, the shininess, that's all the honey. Perfect homemade gyros, not fake meat, just admire it. Now if you're enjoying the content folks, if you're not already, why not drop a like, subscribe, it's much appreciated. Now let your meat rest for around 15 to 20 minutes. I'm going to do the last bit of cooking now, which is the fries. Just whack a nice portion of fries into the air fryer. Cook around 17 minutes. Transfer them to a bowl with that sauce coating and should melt all that butter and cheese. Give all a good toss and it should come out like that. Oh yeah, it's time to slice that meat. Just again, look at that. Look at the shininess of it. So delicious. My mouth is watering just speaking about it and looking at it again. Now just grab the top of the skewers and slice down each side of the meat like this. Now it's up to you how thick or thin you want it. I like a nice balance of just thin and kind of thick slices. To be honest, if you just slice down straight, the knife and the meat's going to do the work for you. It comes out all in different and perfect sizes just like this. Transfer it all to a bowl and make sure you pour over the leftover juices that was from that tray in the oven. Now it's time to assemble the gyros. Lay out some pita bread on some tin foil. Spread on a nice serving of that tzatziki and then don't be scabby or shy with that meat. Pour over a good bit. Then lay on your tomatoes and onions. That's optional, by the way, you don't have to do that. Just as long as you have the sauce, meat, and the fries. And more sauce on top. Fold over, wrap up the bottom, just like this. Simple as that. Why not pour over the leftover sauce on top? There you go. Plate up that hefty homemade gyros with those delicious fries. Pour that sauce all over. I suppose that's that, isn't it? Tops. Don't forget to stay nasty, folks.